Good morning. Welcome to the OK Grognard Show. It is Saturday, April 4th, 2020. It is almost quarter to 11. Getting a little bit of a later start than I hoped. But we had a little technical difficulty, so there you go. Anyway, what we're going to do today is check out the animated Dungeons & Dragons series, episode 2 from season 1. We're just going to do a little running review on it and see how it goes. Got to keep the volume down low because of the rights on it and stuff, but we are doing a review here, so. Animation, obviously, this is 37 years ago. I think September 24th. 1983 was when this was released. This opening, of course, gives us the whole update from the pilot. Dungeon Master gives them all weapons, basically assigning them character classes and giving them whatever powers they have in this alternate universe. Pendra doesn't like him any more than Tiamat, but accidentally pisses off Tiamat, who then chases him, creating that great rivalry which will arc out over the season. This particular episode is called The Eye of the Beholder. How clever. Everybody's made that joke that's ever played D&D. And that's okay, because the first time you hear it, it's funny. Later on, depends on the mood you're in, right? Let's face it, there are a million Dungeons and Dragons puns. And some people pride themselves on just being able to spout off one after another, and if you get in a showdown with one of these people, it can be fun if you're in the right mood. Topping each other, seeing if anybody has a new one. For the most part, they're groaners that people have heard before. Haven't seen that bozo in 2 days. So, the guy that... Do we know that he brought him there? At least helped them out when they first got there. Has abandoned them for 2 days. Oh, now here we go. Alright. So giant scorpions in Dungeons & Dragons are one of my favorite creatures to use when parties are mid-level. 2, 3, 4 of them. This is pretty big. This is more on the scale of a Harryhausen-esque monster, where 4 or 5 people can gather around a creature and fight it, be in trouble. Usually one dies. These guys, however, are the ones I generally use in D&D, tend to be smaller. And now we got a blue dragon. So here's the question. Is there a dragon? How many episodes of the Dungeons & Dragons animated series include a dragon? We're going to count Tiamat. And we're going to count this guy. And we'll keep track as we do these reviews. That's 2 so far. Everyone keep that in mind. Now, once again, there's a big battle, and it's enemies, adversaries, monsters squaring off against each other. We like that the blue dragon shoots lightning, so they stuck with canon on that one. Is that right? The Cowardly Knight NPC. This will be a classic. I think every DM will trot one of these out at some point. That's an important thing. The Tiny Unicorn. I've never played in a game. Granted, my playing goes back before the animated series existed, but since this came out, and even before, I've never played in a game where somebody had a unicorn that wasn't a full adult unicorn, a mature unicorn. Sir John. You know, there's a DM who didn't take time to make up a name in advance, right? Could be Sir John, could be Sir Bob, Fred. These are names that DMs trot out every time they didn't prepare or name an NPC in advance, or forgot, or left their notes at home. So, send us home. Every time they see this guy with this powerful magic, they should just be repeatedly saying to him, nope, just send us home. Nope, send us home. The Blighted Lands. An actual beholder. It's scary. So, those come off as a very powerful creature under most circumstances. In game, in text, by the book. But the depiction of them, I don't know. It's always been a little disappointing. People remember the Dungeons and Dragons movie and remember being able to throw a stone to distract it, somewhere behind it so it would turn around. They were basically really bad guard dogs in the movie. Not at all the maniacal genius creature with so many weapons at its disposal that you'd have to fear it right to the last hit point. I mean, disintegration rays. Okay, Hank has an epiphany. See, if we go help, maybe they'll send us home. I don't know. As we know, spoiler alert, there's 2 more seasons. They ain't going anywhere. Nice little town. And notice the layout. Is it laid out in such a way that they should be able to put a desk and a chair outside of this building and hold their meetings outside? It's a big place. It's a large town. We saw the overview. There were a lot of buildings. They can't have a meeting indoors. They don't have the technology, the architecture. Now, you might not want to clean up after these people. So inviting them all indoors might be ill-advised. I see a pitchfork. Alright, so they're very happy for Sir John. Do I like mushroom forests? Now, here we go. What did we see? 6 pairs of eyes? Number appearing. Ooh, more. Dozen? So here's an interesting thing. At low level, it's light enough to keep certain creatures away. Should be. Some sort of snail creature. Uh-oh. Well, he showed them the way. That's a heck of a bow that has a pyrotechnics effect. Uh-oh. Tentacles with lassos. Stalks. They have hands with opposable thumbs. You can always count on the wizard to take care of himself, right? Oh, okay, good catch. Clever escape. Uh-oh. So of all the people, the strongest one. Look at their fingers now. They do have opposable thumbs. They can't affect one another with these sticky tentacle web-like appendages. Is that what we're calling them? They still have... Ooh, nasty. They still have shells on their backs. Well, see, now Sir John's from the area, right? So he knows enough to bring a torch with him. He's not ready because he's a coward, see? But it's Uni. Uni loves you. Uni sees the good in everything. But it is a monster, technically speaking. Is he starting the whole mushroom forest on fire? There's a question. Those things don't light up. I guess not. Fair enough. It's making me nervous, the torch laying there, though. Right? Uni remembers that light scares those things off. Okay. Now remember, we're just 10 minutes in. This is only encounter number 1. We know that this session is going to last for 21 minutes. We've got to get a certain number of encounters in here. Simply waving around a torch scares them off, or back into their caves. So, if this was a real adventuring party in a D&D game, first off, just being able to scare things away with a torch is kind of letting them off easy, right? But I think something else worth knowing. There you go. I just picked a plant and gave it to you, and that's your payment. I hope it's worth something. Maybe it's medicine. Maybe you can take it back to town and sell it. But those things went underground. And this group is looking for the beholder still, rather than picking up the easy meat with their eyes closed. They've got some creatures that they know they can scare away with light. They can get some other torches. They can all carry one. They can go down in the dungeon, find out where the treasure is, just shoo them away with torches, grab up whatever treasure they have, if they actually have any, and then head off. But why leave something behind when you know how to deal with these things? Oh, goody. Looks like a garbage can lid. Right? Now, how many of us as kids used a garbage can lid for a shield when we were goofing around and playing? I don't know if we'd call that official cosplay, but I suppose it counts. Well, he's getting a little brave now that he's got some people around him. To the beholder. So, went across a sort of wasteland, went into a mushroom forest. Now they're climbing up a glacial mountain. So, do you have a plan? There's no plan. Let's just do a quick, see if anyone's stopping into the chat. And he's live. Venger is telling him to sacrifice children. We've got your daughter in a cage surrounded by, I want to say wolves. They look more like jackals, hyenas maybe. Now this is interesting. 1983. And we're okay having a plot revolve around one evil adult telling a cowardly adult to take children into a deadly situation and abandon them there. Now, of course, the whole premise of the show is that they get abandoned over and over by this wizened old man who does at least give them some means of protecting themselves. But they're minors. All right. So at what point are they high enough on the mountain that they go above the snow into a foggy chasm? Interesting there. Hmm. Have they not noticed yet that this guy's useless? I guess he did scare away those other creatures by waving a torch around while covering his eyes. But is that really that much? So they finally come face to face with the beholder. Good to note, the staff of the acrobat is capable of blocking ray weapons. We figured maybe the shield could do something like that. They're all hiding behind the same rock. Garbage can Lido, Sir John, the coward. Avengers giving him the 411, telling him what he is. And there's your kid. So you freed your kid, but now what you gonna do? He's not gonna stick around. He's basically a Bond villain, right? Gives up all the information so that you can deal with the problem, and then turns his back, heads off on some other business, but basically gave you a solution to the problem before he leaves. You really don't have to figure this stuff out for yourself. That's a little annoying. Now, here's an interesting thing. An electric octopus. So everyone in the group has again, energy lasso. I guess the other things were physical manifestations. These seem to be some sort of an energy-based. Hey, Kyle popped into the chat. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. How many tentacles does this beholder have? How many eye stalks? So of course, the tradition is for there to be 8 weapons. I think including the central eye. And okay, episode 2, they're going home. End of series. Perfect. What a great plan. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. There's the decision maker. Do I have Disney Plus? You know what? I picked it up for a month, for just the subscription for a month, in after several episodes into The Mandalorian, so I could catch up on the first few and then watch the rest of it before it ran out. Onward. You know what? heard of this, and I've seen some interesting, screen clips from it. They have a gelatinous cube, though. In one, I know, spoiler alert, right? But yeah, don't they have a really cool, well-animated gelatinous cube? I saw a screenshot of that. I did not see any animated footage of it or live footage of it, but it looked pretty cool. And yeah, you're right. I definitely want to see that. I don't care if it's a kids' movie. It's got D&D references in it. All right. So Hank uses his shield to accidentally trap Venger in some sort of sphere, and then somebody else kicked him like a beach ball. And apparently beholders turn into slimes. And once they retreat into the ground, the blighted land becomes fresh and green again, filled with flowers that apparently can destroy the beholder, even though it begs the question, how can the beholder have come here in the first place and blighted the land if it's filled with those flowers that it can't stand? Okay, whoopee cushion joke. Where'd the horn go? It's disappeared. All right. I think we know it was Dungeon Master who kicked the beach ball out of us. Got rid of our friend Venger for them. Beautiful. And there's the regular voices. We'll stop for a second to have a quick glance over some regulars in there. And of course, we get to see the credit for our old friend, E. Gary Gygax. We'll stop that episode there. We will switch over to the closing credit plate. We'll talk to Kyle just for a minute. So you say you watched Onward on Disney Plus last night, huh? I'm assuming it kind of got rushed to online play because why not bolster the channel up? I guess Mandalorian drew a lot of people there, and of course they have Star Wars and Marvel and a lot of other great things to watch, but since they really couldn't continue to show it in theaters, why not put it up on Disney Plus right away? Attract some more new followers, give everybody who's already a subscriber a kind of bonus thing. Yep, all theaters are closed pretty much. Yeah, can't be showing it anywhere there. So the question, I wonder, maybe, is how does this affect things going forward? Once we get to the other side of dealing with this pandemic, do theaters change the way they operate? Do they see some value in taking something from out of the theaters and immediately sliding it over into a subscription service channel that they have, like Disney does? Is there ever again going to be any sort of a DVD market? Everything's streaming pretty much at this point. They see value in this current situation, right, Kyle? Because circumstances are what they are. But under normal circumstances where they're competing with movies and where they're competing, just rental, digital, yeah. A month later or two. I wonder if we'll speed up the process, though, because there was a time when they would, no matter when a movie came out, they'd kind of dog it on putting it out digitally or to DVD until we got closer to a holiday when they could hope to capture big sales based on that. Let the hype train roll for a little while. But yeah, once it leaves theater, it goes right to a digital format. Then I guess in turn, what is the question is, how does that affect movie theaters? If people know that they can wait 3-4 weeks after a thing hits theaters and know that it'll be up on a streaming format of some kind, pay or not, whether it's Disney Plus and there's already a subscription fee, or does Disney Plus charge a little extra for a month? Well, it's on here. This is the way you can watch it, but it's a premium piece of material, so give us an extra $5 or whatever. So it's not part of the subscription package, but it's available through that format, platform, whatever. So, yeah, when this is over, will people still be scared to go out? I mean, there's definitely going to be a period of time when people are tentative about being out amongst crowds, because even once they develop some sort of inoculation for this, not everyone's going to have it. So it's going to pop back up here and there in places. And, it's not impossible for this to happen every year. It's not impossible for a new virus to mutate each and every year. So we'll see if our responses are better to future ones. We'll see if this, now obviously people compare this to things that didn't happen until 100 years ago, or, if you're looking backwards, 1918. But, there have been large virus outbreaks that have been problematic that we've tamped down and gotten under control pretty quick. What's going on here is something where we saw something that we just didn't know how to deal with. So, how fast can responses be? We will see. Anyway, good luck to all of us. Thank you very much for popping in there, Kyle. Don't forget, today's the last day for entries. I think I got about a dozen names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I've got 14 names of people who wanted to get put into the drawing for the set of dice. So we will see who actually wins. Hopefully it's you. We'll find out. I've got a 14-sided die somewhere around here. I'll have to dig it out. See who's the champion. Yeah, right on. And, check out that picture on the OK Grognard Facebook group and see, start thinking about which set of dice you want. Maybe it'll be you. Good luck. I wish you well. Enjoy the day. I may stream a little later, do a little map making or something, and I'm thinking I'm going to do a little more Conan public domain reading. I've got to find the right story, though. I might do it I might do a serial one. I think The Hour of the Dragon is large enough that I can't do it all in one setting. There's like 22 parts, but they're like mini chapters because they were chunks. I think it came out in 5 parts in the magazines when it was originally published. So I need to reread the thing. I need to figure out how long it would take, and then I divvy it up. Try to do it in under hour-long things. So if it's 22 parts, then maybe I'll read 4 or 5 parts at a time. Storytime Corner, indeed. Just something to do, while away the time. Something creative to do while we're all under house alert, house arrest. Anyway, thank you very much, Kyle, for popping by. This is Mark CMG Clover, the OK Grognard Show. Saturday, April 4th, and it's about 1:15. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye-bye.